service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell, and the full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of every CNC local news page. Governor Andrew Cuomo has finally introduced his Women's Equality Act, long-promised legislation that would end gender-based discrimination in New York State. If the Assembly and Senate approve, which is by no means certain, New York would guarantee women equal pay for doing the same job, make sexual harassment in all workplaces a crime. The current law only covers workplaces that have more than 4 people. And it would force all employers to make reasonable accommodations to the needs of pregnant women.
Constant discrimination and the persistent discrimination against women in various fields, source of income discrimination, every one of the 10 points is important. I see it as almost a Bill of Rights, a statement of inequities.
The law also toughens the state penalties against human trafficking, makes it easier for domestic violence victims to get orders of protection, and puts a woman's right to have an abortion into state law. Cuomo says the law addresses gender inequality in our communities and restores New York as a leader in women's rights. In Arundecoit, the library trustees say they have been notified of a lawsuit filed against construction of the new library on Titus Avenue. Arundecoit residents voted last month by a substantial margin to build the $13 million library project. The vote, by the way, 3,651 yes to 2,033 no. The lawsuit, filed by a group of 7 people who live near the town hall campus, seeks to overturn the referendum and the town board's bonding resolution for the project. It says the town failed to meet the requirements of SECRA, the State Environmental Quality Review Act, particularly as it addresses parking for the 60,000 square foot library next door to Town Hall. The Arundecoit Library trustees are not actually named in the suit. It's against the town government. But in a statement, all 7 members say they are going forward despite some delay caused by the suit, so in their words, the voices of the vast majority are not drowned out by a few. This huge pile of brush collected in the town of Brighton's spring cleanup is still smoldering on Wednesday after it caught fire Tuesday evening. The 50-foot-high pile of burning leaves and sticks sent up a column of smoke that could be seen for miles around. The Brighton Fire Department says flames were spotted just before 5 o'clock at the Brighton landfill on Browncroft Boulevard. It was in a remote area. Firefighters had problems getting enough water in to tackle the burning debris. Firefighters tweeted that a water main broke. They had to close Browncroft Boulevard so a hose line could be laid across it and then extended a quarter mile to the fire. Monroe County Fire Wire says numerous companies were called in for mutual aid and dozens of firefighters were eventually involved. The good news is that no buildings were damaged due to the remote location of the brush pile. Nobody was hurt, and there's no word yet on what caused the brush to take fire. A Penfield man was convicted of second-degree manslaughter for causing the death of a Fairport High School teacher last summer, but Mark Skirbo was acquitted on Tuesday of the most serious charge against him, aggravated vehicular manslaughter. Skirbo was also convicted of aggravated DWI per se, and reckless driving. He will be sentenced July 15th. Skirbo was convicted of the lesser charges about 24 hours after Meghan Merkel was likewise acquitted on vehicular manslaughter and manslaughter, the lesser of the charges against her. The Wayne County woman was charged in the same incident. Both were tried at the same time by separate juries. Merkel's jury did find her guilty of driving with ability impaired and driving without a license. She will also be sentenced on those charges July 15th. Teacher and triathlete Heather Boyum was killed riding her bicycle on Route 250 in Penfield in this accident. Skirbo was driving erratically on his motorcycle playing road tag with Merkel's car after the couple spent a night partying together. He went to pass Merkel's car on the right shoulder. That's when he hit Boyum on her bicycle, the impact flinging her into the path of Merkel's car. The prosecution argued that both defendants were responsible for this. Merkel's defense argued that Skirbo was the one who actually hit the victim. Boyum's family says they don't understand how the jury could have acquitted both defendants of the most serious charges against them. A plea agreement was expected Tuesday in the case of a Brighton teenager charged in a crash with a school bus last fall, but both the Monroe County District Attorney's Office and the defense said they needed more time to finalize things, so the case was continued until June 20th. John Zachary was driving 3 of his friends home from school when he rear-ended the school bus on Warren Avenue. The car was pinned under the bus. Everyone was injured, one so badly that he is still continuing therapy at a specialized clinic. A Rochester man is suing the city and the state over Rochester's red light camera program. Lawrence Krieger got one of those $50 red light tickets in downtown Rochester back in December. His attorney says the way the program works is a violation to the right of due process. Attorney Michael Steinberg says the program is run for the city by a private company. It's handled as a civil matter but comes with criminal penalties, and it presumes that the owners of the vehicles photographed are responsible even if they weren't driving when their cars ran the red lights. Over to the left of the player window, you'll find links to these and other stories, and at the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news and information directly to us. The next news is as it happens. The updates are as necessary, and I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.